Hey guys, in this video I want to show you how to submit your work to Play and to Sketchfab. So first of all, what I'll do is I'm going to prepare all the files that I need for my submissions. Those files are all the renders that I want to show to my users. Then I want to submit the source files, and then I want to upload the generated FBX file for the preview into a Sketchfab website so that I can immediately see the 3D preview online. So first of all, I'll generate and render some renders. So this is my first one. I'm pretty happy with it. One thing you want to do is you want to save the image and make sure that here in the options, not the raw image is selected but color managed image, because you want to apply your lights to the image. So that's one thing to remember. Do not use raw image, use color managed image. So apply and close, and in this case I'm going to save the image, and I'm going to save it in my images folder. So I'll say render 1, probably want to name it a bit better, like side and so on. Next thing I want to do is I want to send it from different sides, something like this. I have this setting on, so which is showing me how exactly the resolution of the render, right? So it's helping me to frame my render better. So again, I'm gonna just render it. It's, you know, the light here is a little bit dodgy, so what I can do, I can just add another directional light, create lights, directional light from the other side, and just rotate it a little bit better. Oops, there we go. So now I'm going to render it again. There we go, that looks a bit better. And I'm going to do save image. I'm going to call it render 2. And then the third render, at least 3 renders are required, right? So I'm just going to use some nice top view, maybe some detail, right? In this case, the model is pretty ugly, so right? Imagine that this is some cool looking car with a nice background. So I'm gonna render this and then save my image as render 3. You probably want to select the JPEG file here. It's the best one for this kind of images. They're pretty small and pretty good compressions. You can use also PNG or GIF files, but in this case JPEG is probably your best bet. Okay, so I have my renders, which I can upload to the Play website. The next thing that I want to do is to create the FBX file, which I'm going to upload to Sketchfab. In this case, it would be through File and Export. I either export everything or just a selection. It's always a good idea to export just the object with all the geometry and leave the lights and all the other settings out, so that it can be controlled by Sketchfab. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do File, Export Selection Only. Make sure the FBX export is selected. And I'm going to show you a couple settings that you want to check when you're exporting. So in your file type specific options, make sure that in your include embed media, your embed media is checked. In this case, in my case, I have no textures, so this will have no effect. But if you will have textures, this will include all the textures in the output file, right? And the other thing is, if you have problems that things on Sketchfab look differently than in Maya, make sure that here in the geometry is select triangulate, so that basically triangulates your mesh and saves you heaps of troubles. My model is quite simple, and so far I don't know if I have any problems, so try to start always without triangulation, right? And in this case, I'm going to export my file as car, and I don't want to save it into my scenes folder. I'm going to save it into my data folder. Car, FBX, export selection. All right, I'm almost done with preparation. The next thing is I want to zip the folder, right? So I am in my project folder. So if we go up, so I'm in my Maya projects 2020, and there is my car folder. You either want to zip the whole car folder, but I've produced quite a lot of renders. I produced an FBX file, so I probably don't want to zip the whole folder because it's going to be quite big. So I'm going to select everything, and I'm just going to exclude my data folder, my images folder, and my movies folder, right? So these are all the things that I have generated from the source files, and I don't really need it. But make sure your source images such as textures, all the scripts, your scenes, and everything else is selected. Probably also don't need your clips, probably don't need cache as well, but yeah, I'm just gonna leave it there as it is. And what we'll do now is I'm going to compress it. Right? So I'm gonna compress it, and I'm gonna name this card source. That's it. On Windows, you would do the same thing. I'm gonna copy it to the data folder. On Windows, what you would do is you would send it to the zip folder, right? So select everything, right-click, send to zip folder. Right? So it's pretty good. I have source file, I have my renders, I have my FBX files. I'm ready to submit.